That's how you have a shower.
Good morning everybody, how are we all? So finally today I'm going to make a video about how we use the shower. I'm going to give you a demonstration on that. And as you saw in the last video about filling the water tank, I told you that it takes roughly anywhere between 3 and 4 days with 2 people living on the road to deplete the 110 litre water tank. So that includes showering. We don't generally shower every single day because we don't really feel like we need to. So maybe every second day we use the shower. And as I said, we also use the shower when we fill up, so we save a lot of water that way. So I have an instantaneous gas hot water system, and that heats the water in the shower really quickly. It takes maybe 5 to 10 seconds in between there. So obviously every time we use hot water, we are using gas as well. So I have I think it's 3.7 kilogram gas bottle in the back. That's the biggest one I can fit inside that gas box. If I could, I'd have a 8 or 9 kilogram one, but I can't. So in general, we use a gas bottle per month. So that costs about $17 to refill a gas bottle at Bunnings. So yeah, we go through our 3.7 kilogram gas bottle once a month. Now I'll just go on my website here, and I was talking about how much gas this hot water system uses. So in terms of millijoules, I did a calculation. 1 kilogram of gas, LPG gas, is 49 millijoules, and 4 kilograms of LPG gas is 196 millijoules. So my hot water unit in theory uses 0.63 millijoules of gas per minute. If I have a 2-minute shower per day, that is 1.26 millijoules per day, roughly allowing for the gas cooker and rounding up, let's just say 4 millijoules per day. In theory, a 4 kilogram gas bottle will last me 49 days, blah blah blah. But obviously in the real world it lasts us about 30 days. So anyway, I think that's it. So I'm going to jump in the shower. I got my board shorts on. I'm going to show you how it works and explain it in there. And just quickly, in the cupboard here, this is where you can select what temperature you want the water to heat to. So we just generally put it to 35, but I believe it goes up to 60, 65, something pretty high, but it does get really hot. So we put it to the lowest temperature and work with that. Alright guys, so we're inside the shower. You guys would have seen this before. And I just wanted to tell you quickly that this instantaneous hot water system needs a certain amount of flow going through the unit to actually activate and start heating. So on the product description it says it needs a minimum of 2.5 litres per minute flowing through the hot water system for it to switch on, okay? So if you think about it, this is a mixer right here. So on the right, it's cold, and on the left, it's all the way hot. In the middle, it's 50-50. So when I start a shower, I put it all the way to hot, turn it on, so all the water is flowing through the hot water unit, and it switches on the unit. And I'll just leave it on until I start to feel heat coming out of here, and then I'll flick it back down to 50-50, so 50% hot, 50% cold. Now, the unit will switch off if the flow in the hot water system drops below a certain rate. So it says it switches off when it drops below 1.3 litres per minute. So it needs 2.5 litres to switch it on, but then you can dial it back down, and it will continue to go all the way down to 1.3 litres per minute through the hot water system. And if it drops down anywhere lower than that, it'll turn off. So then, you'll start to have a cold shower. So it took me a while, Laurie and I, to figure out the sweet spot between getting this perfect. So basically we just go all the way hot at the start of a shower. So it's heating as much as possible. As soon as it gets pretty hot, we just dial it back to 50-50. And generally that's the perfect temperature, and we just leave it there. But if you, for whatever reason, turn it off, when you turn it back on, you'll have to put it all the way hot again, and then you can dial it back down, because you can hear the heater fan in the hot water unit come on.
So as soon as that fan comes on, you know that the unit's heating, and then you know, bang, drop it back down. It takes a couple of seconds for it to kick in. All right, for the shower head, this is an Oxygenics, that's the brand, and the product is RV Fury. That's like the actual model of this one here. So I couldn't find this anywhere in Australia. Hey, I had to get this off Amazon from America. So I got this because it uses a lot less water. It's really good for water saving. It's made for RVs. It also has this little flow thing at the back. So if you flick this all the way down, it just dribbles out. It's really low flow. If you flick it all the way up, it's just full, and we generally have it just over medium. So it's saving a fair bit of water. It also has, you know, your different ways that it can come out, 3 or 4 different ways to select it. So anyway, I'll give you a demonstration of how the shower works. I'm literally in my boardies. I'll have a shower, show you how it works. I generally try and save as much water as possible when I have a shower, but sometimes you just want to have a bit of a longer shower, even though, you know, you're gonna have to fill up your tank earlier. So yeah, let's get into it. I will after this give you guys like a water test of the different levels of this flow rate here, and I'll show you how many liters it uses per minute, and blah blah blah. So let's get into it. All right, ready to go? Okay, let's start it up. So it's cold right now. I can hear the hot water units turned on. You probably can't hear that. It's getting hot. Now I'll flick it back down, 50-50. And obviously, you know, this is when you want to wet your hair. So that's pretty hot. It comes out really hot, you know. You gotta actually be careful. That's perfect temperature. You know, then I'll turn it off because I've wet this little sponge. This is sort of funny having a shower on friggin' YouTube. Anyway, this is just like a rough demonstration. I know you guys get the point. Blah blah blah. Soap yourself up. Now, I just heard that the hot water unit's turned off. So when I start it up again, as I said, you're gonna have to put it all the way to the left to get that water flow over 2.5 liters through the hot water, so it turns on. Bang, it's on. That's hot as hell. It might even be like steamy in here. Rinse that out. So I don't know, I've probably been running the water for a minute or so. So that is, that's how you have a shower. I hope it's not fogging up. Normally we do, you know, we leave this exhaust fan off here. Because we like, you know, because it's cold outside, so you want to keep the steam and the warmth in, and when you go off and dry yourself off and you're done and you're out of the shower, we turn the exhaust fan in to, you know, suck everything out. So anyway, that's as simple. It's really simple, isn't it? You know, it took us a bit to figure out how to work the hot water system perfectly, but we've got it pretty down pat. That was a really quick shower. Probably generally we'd have longer than that. Probably minimum 2 minutes. And I'll turn this exhaust fan on just to quickly give you guys a little preview. We got like a little towel that we set up. We set the towel up when we go out and dry off and stuff. So yeah, that's sucking out. I don't know if you guys wouldn't be able to see it, but you can see all like the steam getting sucked out. It even does. It doesn't work as good when you got the door closed because there's no air coming in, although it does still work. But it's best to just leave the door cracked a little bit if you want the exhaust fan to work efficiently. I better grab a towel. So that's the shower, and as you can see on the floor, there's the drain near my foot. And if the van is on a bit of an angle, water will drain, you know, to one side. It won't drain properly. So I have a squeegee to, you know, push it to the drain the best that I can. We can generally get pretty much all of it out. And if we're a bit more lucky, you know, the van will be on the right angle so that it just drains automatically, all of it. So it really depends. It doesn't really matter too much. Everything's waterproof in here. Have I had any mold? There's been the slightest little instances of mold in I had it once up here. Now, I don't know, all this panel, this waterproof panel, like it doesn't, mold really struggles to grow on all this stuff, and even the silicone as well. I think it's all like anti-mold. So have I seen any mold? The tiniest bits that I've literally could just wiped off. As you're seeing how much steam that normally gets in here, you'd think in a normal environment there'd be a lot more mold, but really there's pretty much, I've never really seen any mold in here. The only other bit would just be on the little bit of drain silicone there, which, you know, is pretty easy to clean off with some anti-mold kill. So, nah, mold doesn't really grow in here very much at all. And if you see like a little spot, you just wipe it off with some anti-mold kill or something. So next, I'm gonna actually do a water test. I'm gonna use this little bucket here that has liter markings on it, and I'm gonna run it for maybe 30 seconds with the water on the different flows, so I can show you how much water each setting on the Oxygenics handle uses. So I just ran what we normally use, the setting that we always use on the shower, for 20 seconds, and on the literage marking it says 850 mil. So if I times that by 3, 850 times by 3 to make it liters per minute, and it's 2,550, so 2.5 liters is what we generally use, give or take, when we have a shower on the normal setting. So if we have like a 2-minute shower, that's gonna be 5 liters that we use per shower. So yeah, so give or take, roughly probably anywhere between 4 and 5 liters is what each one of us use every time we have a shower. And just for the sake of this video, I guess I will do a measurement, you know, a really low measurement, and the higher setting measurement, just to give you guys an idea of the different settings that this Oxygenics RV thing has. So that is on the low end of the scale, and that was using 1,050 milliliters per minute. So basically a liter per minute on the really low setting. But as I said, you wouldn't be able to use hot water on that because it's too low. There's not enough flow to turn it on. So anyway, let's go to the high setting. Okay, and the final test on as high as it can go was 4.8 liters per minute. Yeah, so this I really highly recommend this Oxygenics RV Fury product. It's really good if you're living off the grid, trying to save as much water as possible in your camper van or whatever. Yeah, so I hope I've answered, you know, all your questions, and there's nothing left to ask, but you know, there probably is. The toilet obviously is in there. I've done like
videos on the toilet and you've seen how exactly that works, now I empty it and everything like that, so that should be pretty self-explanatory. So one thing I will say is my favourite part of this van to have, the favourite feature, is a bathroom, so a toilet and a shower. It makes living on the road or in a van that much easier, more convenient, and yeah, you're not rushing off to go to a toilet or, you know, having a shower in the ocean or anything. It's just so good to be able to have everything that you need in your house, which is your house on wheels. So if you are building a van, I would highly recommend, if you can, if you have the room, to put in a toilet and a shower, like a bathroom. They don't have to be big, but yeah, I know a lot of people build the vans with just a bed, like a permanent bed at the back, and if you had that and a toilet and a shower at the front, there would not be much room at all to live in the van, but you could still do it. I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted the runway, because I knew I wanted a toilet and a shower in the van, and the runway just allows you to feel like there's more room, even though the sides, you know, there's a lot of cabinetry on the sides, but in the bigger picture, I don't feel cramped in this van at all. Like, you know, even with 2 people living in it, I feel like there's lots of room. So anyway, it's all personal preference. Yeah, definitely I love the shower. I will say, just real quick, this door, you've seen this in another video, but that is completely waterproof. No water can get past that. I've showed you how that works in another video, so go check that out. But real quickly, I will say a lot of people hit me up on, you know, email and everything about the van and how to do this and that, and I've had a lot of questions or people saying they want to put in like an electric hot water system or an electric stove, which is fine if you're going to be plugged into the grid, so you'll be plugged into mains. But if you want to live off grid like I am, and you want it to be sustainable and everything, I would try and have your electrics, as many things running off 12 volt as possible, and also gas, you know, like instantaneous gas hot water, gas cooktop. It's just more economical and it just works better, because when you start like heating elements to heat up water, they pull a ton of power. So if you're trying to live off the grid, it's not really economical to have an electric hot water system, in my opinion. You can do it, I guess, but that's just my opinion. I'm starting to ramble on a bit now, and I should put all this stuff in another episode. It's more about electrical anyway. So I'm glad I got to make this episode finally. I've got to make a ton more, and I'm going to make an episode soon about all the appliances and how they work in the van. So thank you guys for watching. I'm so glad I get to offer you guys value, and if you do get value, just subscribe or tell your friends about it, share this video, whatever. Do what you need to do. I'll see you in the next one.